Hello, and welcome to the Swift Talk. I'm Kate, the Swiftie.
And surprise, surprise, I'm Sam the Not So Swift, whose head is not in the clouds, in the shrubbery, in the bush.
Mine too. It's kind of nice, though.
You know what? I feel like you're realizing a personal growth moment.
Okay.
Because I could have said, and I'm Sam the Not So Swiftie, whose head's in the bush, and gone full terrible Australian. Could have gone to a character, full tangential joke.
I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you. It's growth.
He's a slow learner, but he's a good one.
I resemble that remark.
You want to choose your own adventure for Taylor Swift topics?
Yeah, can we talk about how she caused an earthquake yesterday?
She didn't cause an earthquake yesterday.
Okay, then let's, what are the choices?
Cardigan mystery solved. Trademarks, Chiefs, Grammys.
Okay, as much as I'd like to pull the thread out of this whole cardigan thing going on here, let's go trademark.
She has renewed the trademark for Reputation, Taylor's version, and Taylor Swift, Taylor's version, for the last time.
For the last time?
Yep, so she has to use it before August.
Right. So
Both of them?
Yep.
Why is that?
Because when you file your trademarks, you only get a certain amount of time to hold on to them without using it before they go back into the general zeitgeist. Like if I want to sit on Kait the Swiftie, but I didn't use it, you only have so long to be like, nope, you can't have this. It's mine.
Yeah.
Until they're like, no.
Like holding the patent on your brand, your product, your IP, intellectual property or whatever. The laws and rules on that, like globally, but in America definitely have changed a lot the past 20 years. And you're seeing a lot of that right now with Disney, for example, that has held the rights for, characters for over 80 years. They're now slowly losing those rights and it's going general public again.
You only have so long before it becomes a cultural norm, or if you don't use it, and it's 5 years. I think it's 5 years.
Right. So if you're renewing it, you get a little bit of time, and your last renewal, let's say, it's if you don't do anything with it.
And then there's it's all very legally complicated, and there's a lot of incredible creators on TikTok who can really parse this out for you. I'm not as well versed on trademarks, but I'm learning. But I think you get a year to use it, and then you can renew it every 6 months up until a certain point. And we have hit the last renewal. So it's got to be coming.
Okay. So we're going to get a Reputation. We're going to get a debut.
At some point before the end of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
We hope.
I mean,
or you hope.
Or she loses her trademark. I can't imagine she'd do that.
You know what?
Who could say?
Who could say?
She's in her football girl era.
Yeah, so let's talk Chiefs then.
They're going to the Super Bowl.
Of course they are.
Who would have thunk it? They've had a great year. Who would have thunk it?
They've had a great year. And they're going up against the Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, man, winging a prayer.
Not the third year in a row?
No, they played the 49ers last year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember?
Which, I mean, great game.
Yeah, if I wasn't a 49ers fan.
Thrilling
Sure.
because it was so even.
Yeah.
Until a fluke and a flop.
The good news is I will not be cranky post Super Bowl this year. I could care less. Go team, go.
Go team, go.
I'm here for Taylor.
Yeah, Travis and the whole crew ready to go.
Yeah, they'd get a three-peat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, so there's all this talk about, we call it Tay Voodoo. Because the Chiefs have won some close games.
Sorry, you call it what?
Tay Voodoo.
Voodoo.
Yeah, we do.
Do what?
Swifties do. You don't do. You Tay Voodoo.
You Tay Voodoo.
But these teams come out with these wildly inappropriate things about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift swallows, all of these crazy things. And then when they do that, the Chiefs come in, they win.
I can't believe that they would say something like that. Have you ever listened to her rap? She spits, man. That's what you gotta do. You take that joke and you flip it on its head.
So now there's a bunch of Eagles fans who are also Swifties, and they're like, for the love of God, do not invoke the Tay Voodoo. Do not put anything bullshit out there. Just be cool.
Philly better name a bridge
cool.
after her if they hope to avoid the Tay Voodoo.
Just be cool. Because Taylor grew up an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
So it's like Taylor's dad was an Eagles fan. Just be cool. Don't be like all uncool.
Connecticut's that border state of New England, man. She's Connecticut, right? Or was it Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
That's why. Okay, that makes more sense.
Christmas Tree Farm, Reading, Pennsylvania.
Tree Farm, yeah.
So we're all like, got some time. But it was just so sweet. She was there with her mom and his mom, her friend Ashley. And Taylor and Mama Kelsey went down on the field after they won. And like, there's just this picture, and I'll show you after. And she's just looking at him, and she looks so happy and so together. And, you know, the Swifties have all been like, it's just so nice to see her happy. And like last year she was doing this. She was there, and then she was on a plane, and she was going to the Eras Tour, and then she was here for the Super Bowl, but she flew all night and had to fly back. And I think this is the first time she's just gotten to be.
Yeah. And that was Japan, right?
Yeah, she flew from Japan back. So like, I think it's probably like really stressful because she doesn't have anything to distract her. So she's just there, like watching him stress and watching him prepare.
Don't worry. I think she's got plenty to distract her right now. What's the over-under that she's had the conversation? No matter what happens on Super Bowl Sunday, do not propose to me. What's the over-under in your mind? Because here's where my head goes, is no matter what, he's at that. He's there again. He's looking at his career being like, you know, I have stuff I can do outside of football, but I'm getting near the age that like most people when they're 32 in the NFL, they're like, here comes the old veteran. Yeah. He's getting close in that age of retirement. And he's also getting close to the age of being like, I can have the option to retire.
Yeah.
He's having his big moment again. No matter what, he's like, I feel like I'm a winner. If I win, I get more, but I got here again. I helped get my whole team here again. We're all here.
For the third time in a row.
And here she is.
I don't necessarily, I think people would talk him out of that before he had to change. I don't think she would have to.
That's why I'm saying she's the one.
I don't think she would have to. I think Kylie Kelsey would be like, absolutely not.
Okay, yeah. And
I think Mama Swift would be like, Mama Kelsey, like, there are some strong force of nature women around this situation. Sure.
But he's also a nice guy. And guess what nice guys do? Like, I listen to everybody. I respect you. But I'm in love with this woman. So I'm going to.
So wait, let me just, if you were Travis Kelsey, how high of an urge would you have? Because you're a nice guy. I feel like you guys have the same like
10,
golden retriever. Yeah.
I'd say size this third ring for her finger. There's no doubt in my mind.
I think he would make a friendship bracelet that says, "Will you marry me?"
Agreed. But again,
because of their origin story.
But again, doesn't change the fact that I'm pretty sure he's gonna propose to her that very night. He's smart enough not to do it before the game, but he will do it immediately after, before the Gatorade has chilled the shoulders of his coach. He's going to be like, get the bracelet out of the sock. He's going to totally do it.
It won't be her like posing with a ring. It'll be a bracelet. And
Travis, if anyone can get Travis, if you can hear us, friendship bracelet. Will you marry me? You gotta. You
heard it here first.
You put that in the ether, but I'm here.
That's what's going to be on Instagram. It'll be a picture of that. And that's how it's going to be recognized to the world.
Sure. We got to clip this. He's going to do it.
Yeah, we got to clip this.
He's got to do it.
I have to learn what that means, so we have to clip this.
You can't do it afterwards when you're on a beach somewhere. You can't do it at a fancy restaurant anywhere else.
You can.
No, because here's the thing.
This is my,
I'm so sorry that we're going on a tangent right now because I was trying to behave. We've talked about this.
I know
but
we
here's
did.
the deal. Every other moment for the next month and a half is going to be about him.
Yeah,
the dinners, the celebrations.
As it should be.
And it's going to be more time that he's going to be sitting there being like, oh, I really want to. It's going to become harder and harder. He's got to be more behaved. This is the one moment where it's like immediately we're like, okay, you got to behave in action. All right, blooper reel. Like this is the only.
I feel like where Taylor lives so much of her life public, she would not want this to be like Taylor.
Oh, of course. Of course she wouldn't want it, which is why I'm saying she's having this conversation. But of course, what do you get the person who has everything? You just won the Super Bowl again. You propose to the person you want to be married to.
Do you know that
at Disney World?
No, not at Disney World. No.
So you're saying, let me paint this picture. Taylor's standing on the field. They just won. The confetti's floating. The Vince Lombardi trophies in Patrick Mahomes' hands. And Travis turns, hands her the friendship bracelet. Is this what you're seeing?
What I'm saying is no matter what.
Because there's no ring.
Look,
They're not letting any sort of ring on that field.
What do you do when you're ahead in the score? You're 5 yards from the end zone, but there's only 7 seconds remaining, and you're up by 10.
Is he stringing a friendship bracelet?
What do? You drop to the knee, all right? You take a knee. He's going to take a knee, and he's going to propose. That's what's going to happen.
Travis Kelce, you just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do next?
I'm going to marry Taylor Swift. Taylor, will you marry me? And you're going to hear, yes! That's what's going to happen.
Her face is going to look like mine now, slightly horrified and not sure what to do.
Yes, exactly. And she's not going to say no. It's not
No,
that
she's not going to say no.
Being held like by a social terrorist, which is kind of that, but also she's going to say yes.
Her social terrorists are the Swifties, her little army.
I understand that. And guess who's number one fan, like it or not? It's Travis.
Yeah. We're good with that. I mean, I think the general consensus is we are good with Travis being the king of the Swifties and the king of her heart. Yeah, you didn't get that. Anyway, so well, we have a week and a half to wait with anticipation to see what happens.
Bated breath.
It's a love story. Taylor, just say yes.
She's going to say yes. She's got to say yes.
She's going to say yes. If you saw the pictures of them together on the field, you're just like, oh. Like, I really didn't care. I would like to have seen the Bills win, but I didn't particularly care. I just tuned in to watch like the Taylor Travis celebration, and I was like, it's just so sweet.
You can see it now, all right?
So sweet.
They already know the game plan, but QB's going to call shotgun position.
All right.
Someone threw out an audible.
Well, so because he's going to the Super Bowl, I don't think he can go to the Grammys.
I'm sure that he's fine with that.
Is she performing? I don't think so.
No, she's attending.
Yeah, so he doesn't need to go.
But
She can go hang out with
she's
Selena or something.
She's nominated for a whole bunch of awards. Do we think she's going to win?
I don't know.
Hot take. I think they're going to give her the 4th album of the year.
Who's she up against?
Beyonce.
Who else?
Chappell Roan.
No.
Bunch. I mean, it's a big Sabrina.
Sabrina Carpenter?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to give it to Sabrina.
No, but I feel like if anybody, it's Beyonce and Sabrina, the fiercest competition in that category.
My tinfoil hat conspiracy here is that it was going to go to Beyonce for Cowboy Carter.
Yep.
But with all the Diddy stuff circulating and popping back up, and all of like now the documentaries and all of this, the lawsuits are starting to bubble back up. I don't think the Academy wants to display any of it. And so I think Taylor's a safe bet, gives her the 4th album of the year, and then they can take a break. Taylor's going to take a break.
Sabrina's a safe bet. Taylor's a safe bet.
I don't think Sabrina is a great, like, I liked the album.
Mm-hmm.
It does not feel like a Grammy album to me.
Didn't listen to it.
I think Sabrina might get like Song of the Year. What do they call that? Record of the Year? I think they might like give her one of those, like Pop Album of the Year. But I can't see her getting the big award.
Sure.
I think it's really down to Beyonce and Taylor. I think there's some Taylor fatigue in the Academy.
I agree.
I would say
But
so.
I think that Beyonce's, with the speech that Jay-Z gave last year, with everything bubbling up under the surface, I think they're kind of like, I don't really want to give them a platform right now.
So we kind of talked about this before, and I'll try to keep it quick.
Yeah, because we got one more thing to cover.
We talked about Taylor, and I compared it to like Disney and Marvel movies. Like, I feel like we've gone to that point. Like, you can see with the Grammys potentially, but like the Taylor fatigue, in some senses, it's not a fatigue for the fans per se. It's kind of more of that. The greater mass population of everybody, it's gone from Taylor specific and super interesting to more like Taylor every day.
Yeah.
It's still going to make money. It's still going to be listened to. It's still going to be talked about, but it's now more commonplace.
Yeah.
So the idea of her winning, it's kind of like, it wouldn't be surprising that she wins something, but it's also, she's how many more mountains are there when you're already above the world?
Yeah, I mean, she's like a Tom Brady, or I guess you could say Patrick Mahomes.
She's a goat. She's a goat.
Where you just kind of make your house on Mount Everest, and you live there, and you're like, well, yeah, this is what I do.
The hard thing is like when you, like, Brady's a good example. Like there were great people before Brady. We're gonna see people after Brady. It's just gonna be like, how long does it take?
I mean, we're seeing Patrick Mahomes is on track to do something that Tom Brady has never done. Yeah. 3 Super Bowls in a row. That's very Michael Jordan-esque. Mm-hmm. But I think, back-to-back album of the years is also something I think the Grammys would like to get some momentum out of.
Sure.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see Sunday.
Yeah.
And that leads us to the album that got no Grammy love. Lover.
Sweet Child of Mine. Oh, that wasn't an album. That was a song. Lover. So, what's up with Lover?
So remember how you might not. Remember how I was talking about all of these like shipments of cardigans and we're like, what the hell is this? Like, what are we getting? We got them. Mine just got delivered.
Nice.
And it's a Lover cardigan.
Okay.
And so as I was ordering it in a frenzy because I didn't want it to be sold out, I was like, this is weird to me because we got Lover live from Paris, the heart-shaped CD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we got Lover live from Paris, digital download with songs from the Eras tour. And I went, that's weird. Okay, like I get it. And then we got the Lover cardigan. And I was like, this came out in 2019. She owns it. And like, why not when Cruel Summer was having a moment? Why not do it? Like, why are we all in on Lover?
Kate, why are we all in on Lover? Well, you know how your girl loves Easter eggs, right?
Yeah.
And
have you been egg hunting?
No, I'm not egg hunting, but I let me just say that I found that string that we are that I was alluding to earlier.
Okay.
How does that song go? Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand with every guitar string scar on my hand? I take this magnetic force of a man to be my lover. It's the whole shipping of her own relationship and also getting money to pay for the wedding. It's a business venture that only makes them more united.
Yeah, the billionaire does need to hustle a little harder.
She's going to be in the bleachers, but guess what? She's wearing a cardigan.
Just say, I'm in the suite.
Yeah, that's true. He's in the helmet.
Well, like, this actually is kind of what I was thinking because I was like, I think she's trying to reclaim some of her love songs and like take the like, out of it from the Joe Alwyn.
Yeah, deflate the theories and just say, you know what, we're repurposing these. Keep the songs exactly the same, but it's for him. She already owns it.
Yeah.
So there's no need to rebrand it. She's remarketing it. She's now saying, you know what, I was wrong before.
It's
but
a repackage.
It's a repackage.
Yeah. We're used to those. Put a new patch on it. Call it a day.
Who knows? Maybe the more times the cardigan gets washed, there's going to be like a oddly specific ring that's on the back of it.
I cannot wait. I was really hoping, because a lot of people got theirs on Sunday, Monday, and so I was hoping to wear mine today. But it's white with little pink hearts all over it and heart-shaped buttons.
Oh, it's white like a wedding dress. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You could wait until Valentine's Day.
I could. Yeah.
All right.
Valentine's episode.
Speaking of, are you ready for today's song?
Am I ever?
No.
Probably. All right. What are we doing again?
Sweet Nothing.
Sweet Nothing.
Nothing. Singular.
Sweet Nothing.
Nope. What album is it on? You literally just
Lover?
said, no. Midnights.
Okay,
We were talking
Midnight.
about it earlier. You're like, oh, I've heard this, Midnights.
Dude, sorry, the goldfish is coming around the bowl. Don't worry, I'll get him this pass.
It's re-wrinkle, Sam. Re-wrinkle. All right, we're going to hit pause. You hit pause, and we're going to pop into Midnights with Sweet Nothing.
No S.
No S. We'll be right back.
Sweet Nothing.
Jesus.
Dude, there's no possible scenario that he's not proposing to her.
He's not going to. He couldn't do that.
He's going to.
I would kill him. If I were her, I would kill him.
I spy with my little tired eye, tiny as a firefly, a pebble that we picked up last July. say what I mind. This happens all the time. Cause they said the end is coming. Everyone's up to something. I find myself around and home to your sweet nothings. Outside they're pushing, shoving. You're in the kitchen humming. All that you ever wanted from me was nothing. Industry disruptors and soul deconstructors and smooth talking hucksters out glad handing each other, and the voices that implore you should be doing more. To you I can admit that I'm just too soft for all of it. They said the end is coming. Everyone's up to something. I find myself around and home to your sweet nothings. Outside they're pushing, shoving. You're in the kitchen humming. All that you ever wanted from me was sweet nothing. They said the end is coming. They said the end is coming. Everyone's up to something. Everyone's up to something. I find myself around and home to your sweet nothings. Outside they're pushing, shoving. Outside they're pushing, shoving. You're in the kitchen humming. You're in the kitchen. All that you ever wanted from me was sweet nothing.
Got 15 minutes.
Thank you, 15.
Well, Sam,
Best song off of Midnight's. Hands down, period. Especially if you learn everything about what the song is, that it's a start, middle, and end of a romantic journey. If you listen to it backwards, you can see how it's all unraveling. The illusion of poetry in this, it's very Shel Silverstein-y when you hold it up to the imagery that is what the Easter eggs actually show you with their life in that moment and its relationship with Always Be My Always. It's so simple because it's the idea of sweet nothings of like, oh, I don't need the big gesture. I just want you in the kitchen. I don't need anything. I just want you home. All these people, handshaking and doing deals and stuff. That's not really for me. It's all about how the relationship is realizing, oh, this is a gilded relationship. It looks shiny, but underneath it, it's not really that great. All he ever wanted was nothing. It's the most illustrative song that she's written. And this is coming from the guy that's given her hard times about rhyme schemes. I walked into home. On my way walking home, I wrote you a poem. It's like the little bit of the stretch short, but like nitpicking and reading it. This is unbegotten to any other song on this. Better than Karma, better than Antihero. This is the song that's actually the artist's masterpiece off the entire album. What are your thoughts, Kate?
She's getting lightheaded, I can see.
I've
Actually, you can pick her jar up off the floor.
I'm so sorry. I think I just blacked out for a minute.
Look,
there.
besides the fact that this entire song, you could see Blake Lively just doing like this face. Like just being in like, it's a whatever situation. That was the first thing that came to my mind. I was going to make jokes. And then I'm listening to the song. I was like, this is clearly the best one off of the pick of Midnight's being probably one of her best, if not the best album. And this is me saying that this song is the banger.
I actually enjoyed the song as well.
Yeah. It's everything else when it looks to like the sparse and it's just the keyboard. It's like not industrial, but it makes it like the whoos leading into it. It's a song that everything else where like she leads up to something and then just drops and that's it, leaves you wanting more, which can drive you nerve-wracking as a listener. You want the more. This is that perfect thing because again, it symbolizes that there was nothing more. The buildup was to nothing. It's great. This is literally the most artistic piece on that whole album. Succinct lyrics, very detailed. And then when she scratched the surface and you realize all the little secret messages that she likes to hide in plain sight, but then ship your way, and all the theories and stuff. This is the clear-cut winner on all those.
I agree. I'm shocked. You don't even need me today.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Each
Thanks
and
for
every
listening.
week
Okay, so you want a fun fact?
Sure.
So, hypothetically, well, I mean, it's co-written by Joe. I had good timing on that one, yeah.
Joe on.
But there's a line in here, and the Swifties are kind of like, wait a minute, where Paul had been talking about his wife, Paul McCartney.
Sorry, what?
Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. We look at us improving.
London boy. Was talking about his wife, Linda. And he said, I would come back from a run with a poem. And Linda would say, what a mind. And then you've got Taylor's lyrics here. On the way home, I wrote a poem. You say, what a mind. And so I think in some ways, Paul and Linda were this like amazing love story where she was an artist, he was a Beatle, like they made it work, like they figured it out. It was just a love for the ages. And they worked together on some music. Like they just had this relationship that I think kind of is a standout in that type of industry relationship. Mm-hmm. And I think when Taylor was looking at, she was collaborating a lot with Paul during Lover. Like in the earlier stages of her relationship with Joe, she was doing a lot with Paul. And so I think she's looking at them as like, they made it work. They figured it out. We can too. And so I think you're seeing these like inside jokes where Taylor's like, I wrote you a poem. And Joe's like, what a mind. And they're cosplaying as a happy couple through this. They're cosplaying as like, we found this pebble in, Wicklow, Ireland, where you filmed conversations with friends. And we're like, do you miss that moment where we were just away from everything? Like when the songs about Joe, the chatter about Joe, they only seemed happy, ? When they were in these very small, quiet moments that were around Joe's career.
And not to diminish any of what you just said, because I fully agree. The big thing in that, the kernel is that it's the two of them trying to shape themselves to be another couple. Mm-hmm. Isn't that the couple we should be? We can be just like them. Can't we have their happiness?
We have the same building blocks. We can make this.
Yeah. So you took your stories and said, let's repurpose it.
Yeah.
And I mean, in a way, Bittersweet Symphony, she's doing the same thing with Lover right now when it's her and Travis, which go for it. If that's working, hell yeah, no shame in that. But this right here of saying like, aren't we that couple? She's now realizing, no, I'm actually this couple.
Well, it's just interesting to see all of the anxious attachment styles that we see throughout Taylor's music. And I should have just screenshotted it, but there's this creator on TikTok, and forgive me for not remembering her name. I think I liked it. I'll go back and find it. But she was like, I was there through the bad decisions, Taylor. I was there from Taylor picking the wrong guy. I was there for these guys that weren't nice to her. I was there for the guy that didn't want to see her sparkle. And it made the soundtrack to my life. Same. But now you're looking at her so happy and so settled. And you can tell that she can be Taylor. She can be strutting into the suite at Kansas City. And he's like, that's my girlfriend. Right. Look at her. That's my girlfriend. Or she can be quietly like hiding out where in the world Taylor is today. Like he's just happy to be in her presence and to let her do her thing. And I don't think she's ever had that before. And so I'm so interested when you've got like the anxious attachment of Lover and Midnights and the just devastation of Tortured Poets, like what we're going to see from her next.
Well, 2019 is Lover, right?
Yes.
And Midnights is 22? 21?
22.
Yeah. I feel like you've seen the most growing up in her from Lover forward, and it really showed. It showed a lot in Midnights, but you're seeing more now.
I think we saw the most growing up in Reputation because you see all of these seeds of her having to struggle with what if she's not famous anymore?
Sure.
And what if like she just is going to go and get married and just, live her life as Mrs. whomever. And I think that like when you get to, this is why I'm so fascinated to see how she what she puts on Reputation, because you don't get to Midnights without Reputation.
Sure.
But you also don't have the same. I mean, it was a 6-year relationship that she kept trying to mold herself into.
Let me pitch to you a different way.
Okay.
Not growing up. This is the most fine tuning you've seen.
Yes.
Okay. It kind of ties into Midnight's won her 3rd album of the year. Or 2nd?
Third.
Because this is the Typewriter's the one that's up for this time.
Folklore was 2nd.
Yeah.
Fearless was 1st.
What do you get the person who wins more than 3 Super Bowl rings? What do you get the person who's already won Album of the Year 3 times? It's that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Her whole career and her life has been, make the album.
Go on tour. Win the award. Make another award. Like, she's done all these things. It's like the idea of being like, if she's in the stratosphere, what mountain is there to climb? When it came to creating this, or when it comes to realizing like, oh, this is actually what I want in the relationship, or these things, there's literally zero other influence, and everything else that she could have been like, well, that's tangible to me because I don't understand this yet. Why shouldn't I try to emulate that relationship? Yeah. Why shouldn't I try to emulate this in my career while still trying to find my own voice? She now has her own voice. Mm-hmm. She now has her own relationship that's the one that's really working. She now has a true identity of self and what she wants to do inside of her career and outside of her career, because now, instead of just being like, well, if I'm not in the recording studio, I got to be working for the tour. And if I'm not on tour, I got to be in the recording studio. I'm going to be over at the hospital. I'm going to be at the Chiefs game.
I'm going to take an actual vacation. I might go to the gala. I might not. I'll be at the awards ceremony.
I kind of have to be.
Yeah. But she doesn't have to just do the handshakes, the deals, the in-public deals and that stuff. She gets to just be like, I can literally control everything in my life.
And she has a partner
who has a fair understanding of that too.
But I don't think she's ever had a partner.
Right.
He's like, yeah, if that's what you think, let's do it. Or, let's do this. Or I think instead of it feeling a little like competitive between them,
it's collaborative.
Yes.
How do we each do our own things and support each other in times of need, in times of celebration and frustration, everything else, and still be our own individuals?
Yeah.
I don't have to be the doting housewife. You don't have to be the guy who stays home and raises the kids. We can do our things and then come back together.
Yeah.
The important thing is we constantly come back together. We share those moments, and then it's like, all right, you got to go do your thing.
And they're each other's biggest fans. And so I think it's really fun and really like interesting to think about what she's going to be willing to share in her next album. And honestly, if we get a next album, like this kind of might be like her taking some time to really breathe and enjoy not having to be anything to anyone.
Let me throw this at
you. For
real. Always is the co-writer on this, right?
Yes.
And he goes by a different name, William Bowery.
Yeah, they met at the Bowery, his grandfather's name.
Yeah. You have somebody who's working on this with you that you invited to collaborate, who's then like, yeah, but don't put my name on this. Mm-hmm. I have my own thing going for me. I couldn't possibly. You think Travis, if she's ever like, Travis, you want to write a song with me, is going to be like, he's either going to be like, yeah, give me a cool pen name, and then show up on stage and be like, yeah, I'm DJ Tight End, baby. Like, he's going to do that. He's going to show up and showcase it and stuff, but he's also going to be like, if he's asked to be a part of it, he's going to be like, yeah. He wouldn't want the mask and dagger routine.
And we know that, like, he shows up, she's mentioned it in award speeches, that he shows up to set while they're filming things. He's like, yeah, that was the best take anyone's ever had in the entirety of music videos being a real thing. Like, you're incredible. Like, he's like a hype man.
Yeah.
And I think that he's like, no, babe, I don't need to write your music because you've seen my tweets, like, not my thing. But wow, is that the best bridge that's ever bridged? Like,
dude,
he's just there to be like, you go, Taylor. That's the best thing I've ever seen. Like, and I don't think that's ever been a partner that she's had.
Right.
And everybody needs a fan. Everyone needs to support somebody in your corner that's like, yeah, you're so great.
Look, I think we're in agreement on this. I think
so too.
This has been the biggest year of like the Flava Flavs, the Travises. You need that.
Yeah, it's Golden Retriever man energy. Here
Fall
to stay.
cycles fall down and the winners hold the crown. Each and every week we roll the Jillian Petruzziello. Thank you for constantly giving me this Dice that is so awesome.
Hey, Jilly.
That we roll an album for, we roll a song for. Only one that's not on the board is Reputation. We have
the
a couple
moment,
that are getting really close
We're
to being
getting
down.
Red's almost done.
All right. We've done a lot of Taylor Swift on this podcast, and we're gonna do a little bit more. Let's see. Album, is this 11?
Tortured.
Ooh, that's me.
Same.
All right, we're doing Tortured. Let's get it out there.
She wrote a poem.
13.
I can do it with a broken heart.
Ding.
I cry a lot, but I'm so productive. It's an art.
Ding. That's the only song off of this album that I definitely know is off of this album.
Yeah, you can't really escape it. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Well, gosh, Sam, next week. Torture.
Oh, okay. I was just like, is there something more? Am I getting a gift? What is this?
I mean, we got to talk about the Grammys next week. No football, but Grammys.
No football, but Grammys.
You could share your Grammy predictions with us guys on any of our socials.
Yeah. Find us on the socials. Hit us up with who you think is going to win the Super Bowl. Let us know if it's going to be the friendship bracelet, if he's taking a knee, if it's when he's getting the MVP, like what it is.
We should put a poll up. If you haven't already, like, follow, rate, subscribe, review. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Let us know your favorite fan theory. Let us know why you think that there's some episodes that I'm just like so succinct and I have everything right, and why some there I'm like, oh, what's over this? There's wiring over
They're gonna
there.
think I laced your coffee with something. You didn't even get like.
Dude, I did not have a sugar coffee. Just had my normal.
I have the
large amount.
Sabrina Carpenter brown sugar shaken espresso.
And I have the Taylor Swift Black as My Heart During Reputation coffee.
It's that sweet espresso.
Fights. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
We'll see you next week when we can do it with a broken heart.
Ding.
I'm Kate the Swiftie.
And I'm ding Sam. That's her sport, like ESPN. Da-na-na. That's her.
You're really like leaning into your Travis.
I have a lot of concussions.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.
I have a lot of concussions.